In this meditation, we will gain revelation and light through the use of the 24-inch gauge to measure and lay out our time. I want you to start by focusing on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the air fill your lungs. Feel it. Release. Feel it as it fills your lungs. Feel it as it leaves. Bring that air into yourself. Let it brighten you. Let it fill your core with light. Feel the way your core lights up as that air fills your lungs. Feel the way it darkens just a little as you release that air, as you set it free back into the world. Feel the brightness and the darkness, the light and the dimness. And as you notice these changes in the core of your being, I want you to go there. Go to that core point within yourself, where the self lights up with each breath, darkens with each exhale, and follow it. Follow it up like a strand of silver, up to the top of the head, out through the crown of the self, and into the sky, into the light, higher, higher. Feel it as the light envelops you. Ascend. And as you ascend into that realm of light, and take your first steps there, and notice before you a large square stone, smooth on top, table-like, with a pillar on either side of it. And beside each of those pillars, another stone, the perfect ashlar on one side, the rough ashlar on the other. And on top of that table stone, that square stone with the smooth top between the pillars, notice the book. It is a familiar book, one you know in your heart. It is a book of sacred writings, writings sacred to you. It is the law by which you bind yourself, from which your very moral code comes. A sacred book, full of the knowledge that has been handed down to you from divinity itself. Touch the book. Feel its cover. Know that it is real, that you are here, now. open the book. Notice as the pages come open that inside is a thin, ruler-like device, a tool called a 24-inch gauge. Like the day, it is divided into 24 equal parts. Like the day, it can be divided into 3 parts. And as you take this gauge in your hands, notice as a man walks up to you from the other side of that square stone. Notice as he approaches you from the east. He is a familiar man, one you know well, know in your heart, a sacred man. And on his apron, you see the symbols that prove him to be such. Familiar, sacred, powerful symbols. Smiling, he comes before you, places his hands on either side of that smooth, square stone. Make him proud. Give him reason to smile. Notice the gauge. Notice again that like the day, it can be divided into 24 parts. And those 24 parts grouped into 3. Notice how that 24-inch gauge divided into 24 parts, divisible also into 3, can be used to measure and lay out your day. Now, take the book. And as you take the gauge and the book, lay out your time upon the stone. Take the 24 hours of your day, the ways in which you choose to spend them, and lay them out on that stone. Look at them. Look at the ways in which you have spent your time. These ways aren't bad. Neither are they necessarily good. Certainly they are not perfect. But with the gauge, we can endeavor to divide them in such a way that they may become more so. With the gauge, we can measure out the way in which we spend our time. We can create a template toward which we can strive, finding a part within each day to help our fellow man, to help our fellow human beings, regardless of nation, race, religion, politics, sexual preference. We can find a part of each day to help those in need, to act in the service of divinity to make the world a better place. Within each day also, we can use the gauge to find a place for our usual work, the things that we do to sustain us, both physically and mentally. There is time in every day for that work, for much else also, including time which can be used for relaxation and rest, because this too is a critical part of the day. This too gives us the strength that we need to be at our best when we work at our vocations, and also when we take time to make the world a better place. Look again at your day. Look at the way you spend it, the way you choose to utilize that time, and realize that time is finite, that there is only so much time allotted to you in this world, and there is no way to know when that time will run out. Look at the way you spend your time, and use the gauge to make those necessary improvements that you see within it. Use the gauge to measure out your time, and make time a place in every day for the service of the human species. Make time in every day for your work and that which is important to you. And make time in every day as well for the relaxation and rest that everybody needs, that everyone must take. And now, when you are ready, when you feel that you have made some of the necessary improvements to your time, to the way in which you spend your time, take that formula for the day, take those ways, cleaner, lighter, more polished, back into yourself. This is your new template for the way that you should live your life, moral and just. Realize that your time on this earth is limited, and that your time is valuable, that you are a sacred being, and that your time on this planet is sacred, should never be wasted. Realize also that rest, except perhaps when it becomes the sole aim of a day, is never a waste of time. Feel these new ways. Feel this template for time. You are stronger for it. You are more moral for it. And when you are ready, place the gauge back among the pages of that book of sacred law. Place that book back upon the smooth surface of that square stone. Bid farewell and give thanks to the man who smiles proudly at you, proud of who you are, proud of what you have done, what you have taken the time to do, proud of the work you have put in here, today, upon yourself. Thank him for being present, for guiding you silently through this process. And return slowly, reverently, back down the silver length of that cord that brings you from that realm of light and back to your body. Follow that cord back into the self, and settle in among your body, that breathing body, sacred, powerful. Settle into your body and be grateful for this sacred gift that you carry.